everyone. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Recipe Share, a program on AADL.tv where we take a few minutes to talk about recipes in a featured category. Today's category is boards, snack boards. I am Elizabeth, and as usual, I am joined today by Katie and Beth to tell us about their recipes. So Katie, tell us about what you made for your board.
Okay, I will. First thing I wanted to do is show you guys the board that I use. So this is the little board. It's, I guess, not actually a board, more of a platter, but you know, same idea. But what I was really excited when I found this. I got this for $5 at Target. So that's why I wanted to show you. They have lots of really cute stuff there. So if you're ever looking for platters or boards, suggest checking that out. It was a bit of a surprise to me. So what I knew I was going to do for this one for sure was a tomato themed board, because I have more tomatoes coming out of my garden right now than I know what to do with. So any opportunity to use them, I will take. So I decided to make a tomato snack board with all of my favorite tomato appetizers in sort of mini versions, with the idea that this would be a board that I just made for myself for lunch. So these are all the things that I put on my board. I started with bruschetta, so just some toasted baguette slices, and then a mixture of cherry tomatoes. Oh, I wanted to show you guys my cherry tomatoes. These are them. They're very little and miniature. They're called Matt's Wild Cherry Tomatoes, and they're my absolute favorite tomato. And people that don't like tomatoes tell me they like these ones. So I love growing those. Anyway, back to the bruschetta. So I have those tomatoes and mix up with basil, garlic, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and let it sit for about a half an hour at least, just to let those flavors meld together. Then I made Greek bites, which are mini cucumbers that are cut into thick slices, and then you scoop the insides out, put a little drop of olive oil, and then a piece of feta cheese inside, skewer a Kalamata olive and a cherry tomato, and stick that in the cucumber, and then garnish it with oregano and basil. Then I made caprese bites, which is just mozzarella pearls, cherry tomatoes, and basil. And then I served them with pesto for dipping, but sometimes I'll just drizzle balsamic reduction over top. I also made BLT bites, where you slice the top and a little bit of the bottom off of a tomato so that they can sit. So it's like a little bigger cherry tomato. Scoop out the insides, put a dollop of mayonnaise, a little slice of bacon, and some shredded lettuce in there. And then finally, I just made a little bit of fresh tomato salsa with some Roma tomatoes, jalapeno pepper, garlic, white onion, cilantro, and lime, and served that with some blue tortilla chips because they were my favorite. And I actually hollowed out a couple of larger tomatoes to serve both the pesto and the salsa in. And I was super happy with how this came out. It was so fun to make, and it was delicious to eat. So yeah, that's my tomato board.
That was a great use of your tomatoes, and especially the tomato cups that you made. Great, so pretty.
Yeah, your board was beautiful, Katie. I was especially interested in the Greek bites. I hadn't seen those before. I've seen, bruschetta and the caprese ones I make all the time. Is that a recipe that you made up, or did you find that somewhere ages ago? Or
yeah, so I actually think the recipe that I found this originally I filmed for AADL TV a long time, like maybe a year ago. But originally the recipe that I had, you had to shave the cucumber and roll it up. And I was like, I don't know, I was like, this is a huge hassle. And it kind of unrolled when you tried to transport it. So I thought if you hollowed out the cucumber, it would transport a lot better. And yeah, it does. So I've taken it around to lots of different barbecues and parties and gatherings, and it's great because they get eaten so fast. Everybody loves them, and they do transport really well. I just don't put the olive oil in if I'm going to take it somewhere that's like you know, far or whatever, just bring some with you and drizzle over top when you get there. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I am super excited to hear about your board, Beth. Tell us about it.
All right. Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And what I made was a kiddo snack board, or snack board for kids, where I took some vegetables and laid them out in a decorative way. And now I cannot find the picture, but and I was inspired by my granddaughter to make these because she was spending the weekend with us. However, it's too big to actually, you know, give to her. So anyway, I don't have it in front of me, and instead of dialing my phone, but I know what it was. So I had I'll show you the film, and it's got cucumbers up in the top left. There's a little bit of roasted cauliflower, and I added capers to that just for more of the texture and flavor. And then there's beet hummus. So I just made a quick batch of hummus and put a little bit of a roasted beet that I'd roasted. I used the beets for part of the flowers, and tomatoes, and there's peppers too lining around the beet hummus. And what else? Shaved, or yeah, grated carrots, because she can eat grated carrots. But everything else I had to chop up. So, and the tomatoes, and I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing without looking at it in front of me, but
nope, you got it.
Okay, I just wanted to make it a fun, you know, kid-friendly board. There's a lot of great things you can do. I mean, I just played around with it. I used the cutters for some of it, right? But I have other little cookie cutters that I think would just be fun to use with fruits and vegetables to make it more palatable for kiddos and for adults. So that was it. And then, yeah, I don't know if there's any questions you have, but.
Well,
go ahead, Katie. That's fine.
I just wanted to say that I think your cauliflower looks really appetizing with the capers in it. I've been kind of like sick of cauliflower, not really liking it lately. And as soon as I saw your picture, I was like, oh, I would eat it like that. So and I also just wanted to comment that it's really cool that your baby granddaughter eats all of this delicious food, including capers and beets. It's great.
Yeah. Yep. She does love beets and cauliflower. She loves all that stuff, and hummus. So it was fun to make, and I look forward to doing, you know, more bigger and better boards for the grown-ups in my life and for kids, because it's a lot of fun. I can get carried away sometimes. I do want to mention, for anyone who is really into looking at boards, on Instagram, there's Platters of the World, and oh my God, just gorgeous things, really inspiring. And the other thing that I was inspired by is I looked through some bento books too. So, and those are like off the charts, how they do some things, but it's very inspiring to see what you can do with your fruits and veggies.
Beth, I wanted to ask, did you show your granddaughter did you show her the board at all? Was she okay? So
no, it was a few days prior,
okay.
and I realized, yeah, I get it. But I did, like the cauliflower, I did set aside some of the things I saved for her, and so I didn't. But she wouldn't have really gotten it. She would have just went. So. All right, Elizabeth, what did you make?
So I actually made so I had this idea for like months for what I was going to do for this, which was a breakfast board, which I had seen in a magazine, which was like slices of bagel, hard-boiled eggs, bacon, some like lox, and then like cream cheese and avocado and some fresh fruit. And I thought it would be like super interesting and different and fun. And then I had to make my board yesterday because I had returned from out of town. And there's just me and my fiance here. And I was like, this is a lot. This would be a lot for the two of us. And I just think it might go to waste, honestly. Like, we're not going to have this like huge breakfast on a Wednesday when we're both like working and stuff. So I was kind of bummed. I still want to try that sometime, maybe for like a party or something. But I made a last minute decision to use some of the veggies that we got in our CSA and make some of my favorite dips. So I did. I kind of arranged the veggies. You can see a photo here, just a rainbow of them. There's several peppers, carrots, radishes. That's actually a zucchini that's sliced up. I can't remember what else is on there, but anyway, I had some celery that I didn't end up adding because there wasn't quite room. Then I made 3 of my favorite dips. And the top one is actually just kind of an herby salsa verde. So I used basil, Italian parsley, cilantro, olive oil, and then lemon juice and half of a shallot. Just pureed it. And that is super, super flavorful. That's also great drizzle for like fish or on pasta or anything. I love that so much. And then the middle one is my pimento cheese dip, which is super good. I know Beth made pimento cheese earlier in recipe share. Mine's just a couple different shredded cheeses, finely chopped chives, cayenne pepper, salt, and then I add some chipotle chili pepper to give it a little bit of smoke, which is kind of nice, and then mayonnaise. And then lastly, I made a green pea dip, which is made with green peas that you just blanch really quickly for like 60 to 90 seconds, and then puree with pine nuts or another nut of choice, a little bit of Parmesan, some mint, some olive oil, and I think that is it. Oh, and garlic, yes. And so that is something new to me this summer that is just like pretty healthy and great. And I sometimes spoon it over pasta or dip veggies into it. And we've really been enjoying that. So it was kind of fun to put the veggies in the different dips. I felt like it was like fairly healthy minus the pimento cheese. And yeah, it was really, really good. I thought it looked nice. I was super happy with it. I'm going to make it again this weekend, I think exactly the same way for the football game on Saturday evening. So yeah, a little bummed I didn't get to do my breakfast board, but someday I'll do that. And this was a nice treat.
It's really cute too. Yeah, I love dips, as you probably know. So your one sounded like a chimichurri, similar. Pimento cheese, love it. I mean, I could eat spoonfuls of that stuff. And then the third one, like a pea hummus, it sounded like.
Yeah, similar to pea hummus, or like almost like pea pesto, kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no
pesto,
tahini. Yeah, so it's
yeah,
good. It was really
pesto.
good. I liked that.
And did you add mint to it? I know you don't care for mint that much.
Yeah, I didn't add as much as it called for, but I did add like 6 or 7 leaves, and actually it was pretty subtle and really just kind of gave it a little bit of an herb taste. It wasn't like minty, but
Yeah.
I was glad I added it.
That sounds just like refreshing and summery, herby. I love peas, so I'm totally into trying that. Can't wait.
Yes, I also love peas so much. So yeah, and it comes together super quick. Takes like 5 minutes. So
awesome.
Cool.
Yum.
Well, yeah. What were we gonna say, Beth?
I think I need to make some dip right now. Really good. Carry on, Elizabeth.
Well, I was also thinking about Katie's cheese ball. Didn't you made a cheese ball, right, Katie? That was you. But that's like not pimento-y. That's like it's like cream cheese and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could add pimento. You could totally
you
make
could
a
do
pimento cheese
anything
ball.
with a cheese ball.
Anything
It
can be
does-
a cheese ball.
you-
You know, what would be really cute too is just the recipe for cheese ball and little mini cheese balls on a board. I've seen that before, so people can just take a cheese ball or little for cream cheese if you do a bagel board. So, okay, we could go on all day about these things.
Cool. Well, if there is nothing else, I will just say thank you to our viewers for watching Recipe Share. Be sure to click the link below to look at the event page on aadl.org to find the recipes that we talked about. Feel free to share your own in the comments. Join us next time on Recipe Share. We're looking forward to seeing what you've been making, so thanks for sharing. See you next time.